Hello and welcome to a new video review, this time about the Leupold VX-5HD hunting riflescope with the magnification from 3 to 15 and 44mm objective lens. Leupold is a very known company, especially in the US, because their headquarters is located in Oregon, in Beaverton, and Leupold is the oldest US optics manufacturer. The company was founded in 1907, and first they started with surveying equipment, but in 1947 they introduced their first riflescope, the Plainsman. From then on, Leupold constantly been improving and designing new products and riflescopes, and up to today they still design, machine and assemble all of their riflescopes in their headquarters in Beaverton. This riflescope I have here, the VX-5HD, has a magnification from 3 to 15, and it has a 44mm objective lens. The outside diameter of the objective is 53mm if you want to mount a night vision or thermal attachment. It was introduced in 2019, and the VX-5HD series consists of many different magnification riflescopes, but they all have some kinds in common. They all feature a 5x zoom factor magnification, are very lightweight, short in build, and they all feature this newly designed CDS ZL2 elevation turret. I think one or two riflescopes have also the ZL3 turret, which has 3 turns. The riflescopes in this series have either a 30mm main tube, like this one, or the higher magnification riflescopes, 34mm main tube. They are all made in USA, except for the lenses, which Leupold buys from other vendors. They are completely made out of metal, so there are no rubberized parts on the riflescope, and are totally shockproof, so they can withstand even the strongest recoiling calibers, such as the 50 BMG. The internals are argon purged, so they are completely waterproof and fog proof, so even if you use the scope in very cold environment, you will get no internal fogging. The length of this scope is 343mm, so it's not a long scope, but it is extremely lightweight. It has only 539 grams, which is, it is very lightweight, and in my opinion, with such a lightweight scope, it is perfect for mountain hunting, because if you go to a mountain with a rifle, you don't want to carry a very heavy rifle around. The tube diameter is 30mm, and the scope has 10 years warranty. The price of this scope starts at 1,379 euros, but this is without illumination. The illuminated riflescope costs, I think, 1,480 euros, and with some other reticles, which are not illuminated, is the price 1,680 euros approximately. Now, it is quite more expensive than in the US, but this is because of the current situation with the price difference euro and US dollar. The reticle in this Riflescope is positioned in the second focal plane, so it stays the same at all magnifications. In this Riflescope here I have the Fire Dot Duplex reticle, which is a normal crosshair with an illuminated dot in the middle, and this is the most recommended or most used reticle in Europe, so a great solution that Leupold has this option available. The Riflescope has only one illuminated reticle, which is this one I told you, and 5 reticles without illumination. The illumination is daytime bright, so very strong. Even in bright sunny day you can easily see the red dot because it is a fiber optic illumination, so perfect for bright days. The illumination features also a motion sensor technology, which turns the illumination off after 5 minutes if it doesn't sense any movement. When you take the rifle again, it immediately turns the illumination back on the setting you had it before. There are all in all 8 intensity levels, and they all can be operated with just this push of this button here, which, as you can hear, here is very positive, so really nicely built. For the operation you need only one CR2032 battery, and the battery compartment is under this cap here, as you can see here. On the same turret is also the Parralax Adjustment, which goes from 50 yards all the way to infinity. You have marks for distances and a small space here with a line which you easily can feel where 150 yards are, so you can easily see and feel even in darkness if your parallax is set to your distance which you have sighted in your Riflescope. The parallax feels very smooth, and you have really a lot of space for fine-tuning of your parallax, so really nicely made. The eyepiece has a fast focus design, so you can easily and fast or very quickly adjust your Riflescope to your eyes. And also the Magnification Ring feels very smooth. It has this how should I say, it is not a smooth surface but very grippy surface, so you can easily use the scope also with gloves. So in my opinion, really nicely made. The magnification goes from the smallest to the biggest in approximately 180 degree, and you have a little throw lever integrated on the magnification ring. The turret, the main tube is, as I said, 30 mm, so you have plenty of mounts available. And now for the turrets. The elevation turret has clicks in quarter MOA, which is approximately 7 mm at 100 meters, and in 1 revolution you have 20 MOA of travel. The entire elevation of this turret is 38 MOA, and internal elevation is 75 MOA, which is approximately 2 meters and 20 centimeters at 100 meters. The elevation turret has a zero stop or a zero lock function. So you can see this button here. The turret is locked, and if you want to move the turret, you have to push this button in, and then the turret moves. When you come back, the button pops out and the turret is immediately locked. So it cannot happen that you accidentally move the turret when you transport or take it out of the bag or when you're hunting with it. This turret is, in my opinion, one of the best BDC turrets on the market because, firstly, because of the zero lock. It is simply to use and it's always locked when you come back to the zero position. It would be perfect if, at least for the European market, the turret will be available in 1 centimeter clicks, so 0.1 milliradian. But yeah, also MOA, if you are used to, it's very easy to use. So the clicks, as you can hear, feel very positive. They are tactile, but they are not very audible. For hunting Riflescope, I think it's okay. They don't need to be audible, but they are still enough audible, I would say, so that you hear every single click. Now for this button again, when we come to the second revolution, you can see this button or pin goes inside the turret, which means you are now in the second revolution. Like this, you have a visual and a mechanical turn indicator that you are in the second revolution and not on the zero. This is also a great solution, and yeah, I think one of the best solutions on the market for, especially for hunting Riflescopes. Now on the turret you have 37 MOA of travel, and the clicks go, you can make 4 clicks more, so exactly 38 clicks on the turret, which is more than enough even for long range hunting. Zeroing is very easy. When you're on the range and find your zero, you just have to unscrew these 3 screws and this one here, and you just have to rotate the turret back to 0 so that it is facing forward. When you do this, this pin pops automatically out, and when you tighten the screws, you're already set. So really easy to adjust the turret. Now the Windage Turret, it is capped, and under this cap is a completely different turret. It is made out of plastic, and the clicks feel also very, very good. They are tactile and audible, but what I don't really like about this turret is that you don't see where you're at from your shooting position. You have to look on this turret from this perspective. What I also don't like is that you have marks only in one direction and no marks in the opposite, so you have to count back. So when you go to the left side, now you're at 2 MOA, 4 MOA and so on. It's not a big issue because for hunting riflescopes you almost never use windage adjustments, only the elevation. The Windage Turret has also 75 MOA of travel, internal travel, and this one is a multi-turn turret, so you can make multiple turns in each direction. The turret is easy to adjust to 0. You just have to pop the turret up and rotate it so that the 0 is facing this line here. When you're done, you just have to clip the turret back on, and like this you're already set. Okay, now for the optical performance, the scope is very good optically. The colors are very accurate, the image is crisp, and you have sharp image from edge to edge, so really well made or well optically designed. The field of view on the smallest magnification, so at 3 times, is 9.45 meters at 100 meters, and on the biggest magnification, so on 15 times, it's 2.56 meters at 100 meters. The scope has no tunneling effect, and it has a really big eye relief from 94 millimeters up to 96.5 millimeters. So you can easily mount this scope on a strong recoiling caliber, and you are still safe behind the scope. The eye box, it's not very good, but it is good. It's still easy to look through the scope and have a clear picture without the black all around. Even at 15 times magnification, it is still let's say quite good. Now for the box, what do you get with the scope? First of all, you get this bikini covers, which actually feel really nice, much nicer than some manufacturers ship with their scopes. Then a hex wrench for zeroing of your elevation turret, a battery for the illumination. It's not included if you purchase a riflescope without illumination. Then this letter here, which is on the elevation turret, which stays custom dial system, which means that you get one turret for free if you choose this riflescope, and this turret can be designed for your ammunition. So let's say you have a 308 with some brand of ammunition, or maybe you load your own. You have to put all the data inside, so that they can calculate your trajectory, and you will find then all of your data on the turret, and the bullet drop compensation is then written on the elevation turret. Unfortunately, I do not know now how it is from Europe, but from the US it's a very easy step. With the scope comes also a sticker, Leupold sticker, and owner's manual with all the necessary information you will need about this scope. Now, for a short summary, where do I see some room for improvements? First of all, at least for the European market, it would be great if there would be a mil version of this scope, so clicks in centimeters would be great and much easier for Europeans. Then the marks on the Windage Turret, because you cannot see it from this perspective, this I think could be easily fixed. The elevation turret, which comes with the scope, it's not customizable, so many of Riflescopes from other brands come with customizable turrets, which you can somehow adjust that you have your meters already set on the turret. With this design you have to order a completely new turret, and even if the first one is for free, if you somewhere choose to change your ammunition, you have to order again a new turret, which is then not anymore for free, but you have to pay something for it. So if you want to use the scope like this, it is perfect. But if you want to use the scope like a BDC, it would be great if they design the turret somehow that you can adjust it. And lastly, where do I see some room for improvement is, I would say, for the Parralax, because it goes only to 50 yards. It would be great if it go even lower. I know that you normally don't use the Parralax with lower magnifications, but if you want to see some details or make a really precise shots at, let's say, 20 or 30 meters at the biggest magnification, it would be great if the Parralax goes even lower. Now for the positives, you have all in all 1 reticle available with illumination and 5 without illumination, so you have a big selection of reticles. You can choose with or without illumination, so it is less expensive without illumination, but with illumination it is with other reticles it is even more expensive than this one with illumination. Then the turret, as I said, if you use it like this without like this, without, if you change the turret to the BDC, it is perfect. I think this is the best turret design for a hunting rifle scope. I like that the windage is kept, because there is not often that you have to use the Windage Turret for hunting. And I like the overall build quality. It is really a premium hunting rifle scope. It is really, really nicely made. All the parts are nicely designed, really nicely machined, and yeah. And lastly, what do I like is that you have 1 BDC turret for free. So a really nicely thought from Leupold. I cannot guarantee if in Europe if it's also completely for free, but I think if you order it, you just have to pay the shipping cost. All in all, I think it is a really great hunting rifle scope, especially for mountain hunting. It has a great price to performance ratio, especially with illumination. But I think it is too expensive with other reticles which do not feature illumination, and are some other reticles. Yeah, the more difficult or more complicated reticles, let's say. Yeah, it has in this price class pretty strong competition, like the Zeiss Conquest V4 4-16x44. It is the Zeiss is much cheaper, but with the BDC turret, it is cheaper, but it is not such a good BDC turret like this one, and yeah, it has a bigger minimal magnification, so you have a smaller field of view. Then next one is the GPO Spectra, which with the magnification from 2-16x44. It has an 8 times zoom factor, a wider field of view because of the lower magnification, but the scope is available only capped, so no BDC turrets whatsoever. And the GPO is still a bit cheaper, which is good for the GPO, let's say. The next one is the 6-hour Sierra 6. It is cheaper, but it has no BDC turret. And the last one, which is really tough competition for this scope, is the Leica Amplus with the magnification from 3-16x44. But with illumination, the Leica is much more expensive. It costs 1600 euro. So, okay, I hope I told everything you need or want to know about the scope. And if you have any additional questions, click the link below. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.